I hate door-to-door salespeople, but I am one. Have you ever had this thought? If you have, you're not alone. And that's what this video is about, is helping you shift that mindset. Because I hear this quite frequently. It actually came up in a Pitch Pro Movement session where a member said, one of the issues that's standing between me and my confidence is the fact that I don't like people, is what he said. I don't like people knocking on my door, and here I am earning my living knocking on other people's doors. And I totally get that. It creates this inner conflict where we feel like we're violating our values because we're doing something not in line with what we'd actually want done to ourselves. And there's a saying, right? Treat others like you'd want to treat yourself. So people that feel this way, they say, hey, I don't like door knockers. Excuse me, how can I go about earning my living like this if I'm doing things that I don't want done to me? And this becomes a big conflict. And if we don't solve this conflict, people quit. And I want to help you avoid that. So let's get to it in today's video. Before we do, a quick welcome back. Adam Bensman here, the Roof Strategist, and everything that I do here on my channel is designed to help you and your team smash your income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. And the reason I do what I do is because that about 66% of first-year roofing sales reps quit or get fired. And some people, by the way, estimate that much higher. And one big reason is mental preparation. The mindset isn't right and it isn't there. And again, this idea of being in door-to-door sales or a door knocker it's not for everybody. And they can't get out of their own way. So I hope this video helps you get out of your own way and see the value that you truly bring. So I'm gonna hit this from two different angles. So in this video, we're gonna cover both of them, and you're gonna leave with hopefully feeling better about who you are and confident about who you are, knowing the value that you truly bring to others. Before I go any further, if you like this video and you want more, I invite you to join me in my free training center. There's a link in the description, and you can get in there right now, totally free. There's no catch. There's content for the new salesperson, seasoned veteran, and even owners and managers. All right, so how do we deal with this idea of being a door knocker if you, in fact, don't like door knockers? Number one, we have to remember that people are not you. And in sales, a lot of folks will say, well, I wouldn't ever do that. I wouldn't buy like that. And the reason, I've made this mistake. And as a sales trainer, I took a break from the roofing space for a while. I stayed as a direct sales consultant. So sales trainer, sales consultant, there's things that in the past I was like, no, I could never do that because that's not how I buy. And then I realized that no one cares about you and me. What they care about is themselves. And there are things that you and I are wired different. Why? Because we're in door-to-door sales. We're in sales to begin with. And most people wouldn't survive a day in this business, but here we are doing it. So we have to get out of our own way. And I've had this conversation with owners quite a lot. They're like, no, I don't want that in my marketing because, that's not how I would buy it. And I'm like, yeah, but your customers aren't you, okay? They're them, not you. So we have to remember that everybody is different. And even if it's not a way that you would buy things, it is a way that many people choose to buy things. And remember, they do make that choice. We cannot force anyone to buy from us. So when they choose to buy from us, we now have earned their business, and they electively say yes. And funny enough, this actually happened. My cousin, his name's Jason. He lives in the suburbs of Milwaukee. And Jason texted me the other day, and he says, Adam, I just had, his neighborhood got hit by hail. He's had tons of roofers stop by, and he said no to all of them. And he says, there's this one guy that I really liked. I ended up deciding to go with them. And then somehow in conversation, the guy goes, yeah, I learned everything I know about roofing sales from this guy, the Roof Strategist on YouTube. And my cousin was cracking up. He's like, dude, that's my cousin. And the reason that I share that story is that Jason, my cousin, also did not like door knockers. He did everything he could to say, no, I don't want to work with you. I don't want to work with you. Until one person came along and provided a process and an experience for him that was different than everyone else and that resonated with him, and he liked it, and he chose to work with that person. So just because you have this idea that all door knockers are evil, you're not. They are not, and neither are you, because you get to do things differently and to create a different feeling in the interaction. Okay, so remember, number one is not everyone is like you and thinks like you. Number two, we have to go back through our memory bank and remember all of those people who we've served, who we've done an incredible job for. And I go in my memory bank and I remember the customers that sent me home with like canned goods from their garden, which, by the way, if you garden, that's like the ultimate gift because it's precious. And there's so much love and labor involved. I've had people invite me over for dinner. I've had people send me home with gifts. I've had gift cards given to me. And all of these are customers that I knocked on their door. And remember, if you keep a list of customers or even emails. You can go through that bank of people when you're feeling kind of in the dumps. And when you do that, you're going to be recharged and refueled and reminded of the value that you provide to people, okay? Number 3, we need to remember that we solve an actual problem. So for most of us who don't like door knockers, it's because someone is showing up and trying to sell us something we don't need, whether it's steaks, whether it's knives, whether it's vacuums, or whether it's someone trying to get you to convert to their religion. And these things feel like they're being forced upon us. Whereas in roofing, we solve a problem, the most expensive problem they're going to have, which is replacing their roof. And again, the most expensive for most people. And in a hail, wind, or hurricane impacted area, we are there oftentimes with people that don't even have any idea that their roof is damaged. And we are providing an incredibly valuable service. We are ultimately saving people a tremendous amount of money and protecting their home. So you can't group yourself into the world of door knockers when that's them and you're way over here, because we provide an actual solution to an immediate problem that they have. This isn't like, hey, I got a new latest, greatest telecom service. I've got better internet service. You know, we're offering something truly valuable to solve a very, very real problem that people have. Okay? So there's your 3 angles of attack. To get out of your own mind, get out of your own way, is that people are not like you. You remember that there are people that thank you for your service, and those are the folks that you need to remember that you are valuable. You are there to provide an incredibly valuable service, solve a very real problem, and again, people that say yes, not everyone's going to say yes. So the camp of people that say yes, you have to get to all the people that aren't your customer first. And this is the nature of the world. Even in politics, nearly half the people hate the president. So if you're closing at 30%, 40%, 50%, the other remaining 50, 60, 70% of people said no. And that's okay. That's the nature of the world. You simply cannot please everybody no matter what you do. So just remember those customers that love you and be there for your people. And then remember, tip number 3 is to remember that we're solving a very, very, very expensive problem, and we are showing up to help. And when you help, you collect thank you notes. And that thank you note is when a customer pays you and says, thank you so much for the service. Thank you so much for helping me through this process. And then they refer you to their friends. And that is the ultimate gift. So hopefully using these 3 tips, you can change your mindset around the idea of, I hate door-to-door salespeople, yet I am one, because you are not them, you're you. And you, my friend, are a valuable human offering valuable services and helping the right people and getting thank you notes on the journey. I appreciate you for joining me in today's video. If you want more content like this, I have a video for you at the end and an invitation. 1, if you haven't yet done it, you can jump into my free training center right here, or hang with me here on YouTube and jump into this video about dealing with rejection. And I'm going to put that video right here, and I will see you on the next one.